everyone. Welcome to the Tribecast. My name is Lizo, and we are at the Reach a Hand offices. Today, we are having a very beautiful interaction, an interaction that everyone who has interacted with Reach a Hand Uganda has known of, and that is the Peer Educators Academy 2026. If you're wondering what the Peer Educators Academy is about or what it is, it's a place where young people come to learn and relearn things concerning sexual reproductive health and rights. And today I have beautiful people from the January Cohort who will introduce themselves and tell us something we don't know about them. Hi guys.
Hello.
Hi. How you doing?
I'm fine. Hello.
Good. The floor is yours.
So I'm Mukalazi Oscar, and I'm in the Peer Educators Academy 2026. So we came here early Jan, and we have been learning more about sexual reproductive health and all that stuff. So we've got to know more about family planning. We've got to know more about how girls should handle themselves during menstruation. We've got to know about communicable diseases and among others. Sorry.
Interesting. Yes, beautiful lady.
Hi.
Hi.
I'm so honored, first of all, to be here and to speak out to any person that is out there. My name is Ahire Lauren Hill Kagundu Kahonda Kule.
Damn. Girl, are those like 6 names?
Yeah, they are my names.
Lauren Hill is like a full name.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, great.
Yeah. I'm a model, a makeup artist, an actress. I would say generally I'm an artist. Yeah, and I'm part of the Peer 26 cohort of January.
Pleasure. By the way, just a note, at the Peer Educators Academy, we welcome every young person. It's a home for you, for me, for Oscar, Lawrence, and every young person out there. What you just have to do is just look out at all our social media handles, see when the call comes out, and be part of the amazing home of young people creating change in the most amazing, impactful way. So as you've heard, the peer educators, but my whole essence is for us to understand, how did you learn about the Peer Educators Academy? Was it through a friend or something?
Well, I personally have a brother who was part of the Peer Educators Academy. He was here in 2023. So he told me about it. He told me how it has impacted his life. He got to know very many people who had a positive impact on his life as well. He has got to learn very many things about the society, how to communicate with the people, how to engage with society, how to go about his reproductive health as well. Yeah.
Interesting. Lauren Hill?
With me, I've been part of the Icon events and activities, the master classes and all that. So I got to follow up on socials, and then I got to know from the events, they usually show videos of RAHU and all that and all its activities.
Yeah.
So as someone who is in line with that, because I do have a foundation, Lauren Hill Foundation Uganda, and as a filmmaker who is dreaming one day to start making movies that speak about SRHR. So that's how I landed into Peer Educators Academy.
This is just like a honest conversation. How was week 1? Was it like boring? Was it intense? Did you like day 1? Like, were you able to like interact with each other? Because my day 1 was, my side was a little bit crazy, but I go through that day. Like it was not that confident me at 10, because like, there are new people, new spaces. And our first question was, I can never forget what is SRHR in full, and they're giving us 300K for anyone who could answer it. And none of us knew it. Yeah.
Thanks. With me, my first day, I should say it was okay. However, at first I didn't know what to expect. Like I was very expectant as a person. Yeah.
Well, my first day, I reached here, I found the room was full. There are very many people in the room. I was seeing very many new faces, and I was wondering, why are all these people here? Like, why are we so many? Then we got to know that we're going to learn more about sexual reproductive health. And it was actually a very fun engagement. We got to know about the person who began this thing, Mr. Humphrey. Began it at 19 years, which is actually a very big achievement. We're all surprised in the room to hear such information, that someone at 19 could be able to build up such a big empire. Yes.
So as you have engaged with day one, I know that I've been able to discuss different topics so far. But now I'm specifically looking at the week one, something that stood out for you. I'll start with you, Oscar, maybe, concerning what was the topic that stood out for you and why?
For me, the topic which stood out for me was the topic about menstruation, because I was so blank about it. Remember, I'm a boy. So I had no idea what girls really go through. So they helped us to actually count a woman's, can I say, safe days, and we also taught how to determine when she's going to expect her next period and things like that. And it was so new to me, and I was just so happy to get to know such information. Yes.
Why were you so happy?
Because I was really blank about it. And all along, I thought it was something like so simple to understand, but it's actually something kind of complicated to a guy to understand. But when you got professionals to talk more about it, we're much more informed. And currently, I can actually help a girl count her safe days. I can actually help a girl determine when her next period should be expected, things which I couldn't do before.
Do you think that information is like needed on, like, for your side, like a dude?
For a dude, yes, of course, because eventually I'll have a girlfriend or a wife, and I must, of course, support her as well, because this thing is supposed to be a two-way thing. She's not going through this thing alone. I'm supposed to support her as well to make sure she goes through this properly and with good guidance and people who support her around her.
Thank you, Oscar. Doreen?
Can I pick two? Because menstruation
Yeah.
and the GBV, the gender-based violence, that actually we had a class today, and it was focusing on mainly the sexual gender-based violence. Yeah, so to me, those two stood out. Number one, the menstrual health. It stood out for me because on May 28th, I'm planning to have a menstrual outreach to people, to girls in Masaka. So menstrual class was, I think for me, I got to know more about the kind of information I can go and put out there.
Yeah.
Yeah, as a peer and as a person who does outreaches, it is very important to be well informed of what you are going to teach or preach out there.
Yeah.
And then secondly, with the GBV, I've been, like I said, I have a foundation called Lorraine Foundation Uganda. I've been with several people that have faced gender-based violence. And I did not have that much knowledge of how to help and maybe deeper to understand it deeply. These things actually things that we thought, I would say personally, thought I knew. But all these classes have tried to clear myths, to clear misconceptions, and have the right and informed and the right information, I should say, yeah.
Okay, great. Maybe just to cool down the area for all of us. So this conversation is actually supposed to be as free, as vibrant as possible, but also if you have a question, Oscar, and you would want to pass it to her or pass it to me, it's very open. Why? Because this is a space where young people can actually feel safe, maybe, not even maybe, but feel safe to speak, but also feel safe to share. But it's also like an informative space in the shortest way possible for people to be able to gather the right information in its right, from the right people. Because that's why we're here and the academy is here. So I think just to base it off again, back to you, as a team. He said menstruation. First of all, shout out to AfriPads for coming through for the Peer Educators Academy and giving us such a wonderful session about menstruation. Flowers to you that and the team for AfriPads. We thank you so much. But now bringing you back to the whole discussion about the academy. As now I'm still concentrating on week one because it's also enticing and you can find some people are dropping out and some people are staying and some people are even recruiting other people because at least those cases have been there. And you've highlighted for us what you like, what stood out for you. But what are those things that you unlearned because of the academy? Week one, like you knew something, but actually it was wrong. Then the academy was able to like put it straight for you, and they tell you like, actually, this is it.
With the menstruation part, many times people tell us when you take Coca-Cola, it deals with the pain or the cramps. Yeah, things like that. At first I didn't know it's just like a myth, it kind of thing. And then also, is it nuts? But when you eat a lot of nuts while you're on your menses, that you bleed and
The flow increases. Yeah.
So it was clear that it's a misconception or a myth. It's not true. It's not scientifically proven. Yeah.
For me, it's about the girls actually. Most girls used to tell me that they get UTIs from dirty toilets. And then our facilitator came and told us that that is incorrect information. It actually happens because most of these girls do not clean themselves properly when they're in the washrooms. They showed us the right technique that they should be using to ensure that they don't get such infections again. Yeah.
Maybe to supplement on him, the issue of the UTI, he also mentioned that it is usually yourself. It's like a self-infection kind of, because it comes from E. coli, that is a normal flora in other parts. And then when it comes to your reproductive system side, it becomes, what should I call it, a parasite or what, kind of. And so it will cause an infection to you, not the dirty places.
Interesting. And as we are coming like to different conversations and topics and all, by the end of week one, what had changed from the Lauren Hill and Oscar of day one and the one who came out to join week two?
I think it should go.
Week one, I got to actually find value for myself. Because I realized I can actually cause a positive impact in society by speaking to the young people, the teenagers, the youth, on how to keep themselves safe, first of all, from STDs. There are very many ways there are very many things I didn't know. But when I came here, I got more educated. And currently, I'm able to go and spread knowledge to these people out there, people in villages, people who are unable to access such services. I can go communicate to them, and these people can actually be safe. We can provide for them the things like condoms. We can provide for them things like the ARVs. To keep them safe, we can also talk to them, because some people actually, now things like rape, some people find it difficult to go and report to the police, but then they be having some problems that need to be sorted like really quickly. They may get funny diseases from things that they are trying to hide because they are afraid of their husbands, or maybe their fathers, maybe their
The stigma from community and
the stigma from the community and all that stuff. They may be afraid, but then when they come to us, we know the right way to communicate to other people to help them get better. Yeah.
Thank you, Oscar. Yes, Lorraine.
Number one is really confidence. And the confidence is number one based on the opportunity to be heard. When we are in our classes, we are given the opportunity to speak out our minds and interact.
Yeah.
And then secondly is when you have the right information, you're confident enough to say it out to the public. And then maybe also the other part is it made me realize that I have a big role to play in the world, I should say, not just the community, but in the world. Because as much as there are things I didn't know about and maybe I had misconceptions about, then how about other people that are out there? So literally the world is calling. Yeah.
Thank you. Very interesting. As we come to a conclusion, I had forgotten something very interesting, that you have classes every Monday and Wednesday. Do you want to share to the public to understand what happens every Monday and Wednesday and how so far, week 1 specifically, how you took the Thrive sessions?
Monday and Wednesday. I think that's from 2 p.m. to 4 p.m.
Exactly.
We usually have mental health classes
Yeah.
that are called Thrive sessions with Kairos International. Kudos.
Thank you, Kairos.
So, yeah. So maybe you can take over first.
These Thrive sessions have actually helped us realize how to control our emotions. At times we may get angry, but then in the Thrive sessions, they give us more information on how we can control our anger and how to go about such situations. Yeah.
So from week 1, what like, wasn't it like a shock to you guys, like, oh my god, like these things of mental health, like what's not happening here?
Yeah, it was kind of a shock. I didn't expect it. And it was amusing. Like, in the world that we are living in today, most people do not value or even see the importance of mental health.
Yeah.
And it is prioritized at RAHU. Yeah, I was so amused. And it has really helped me discover a lot of things about myself, uncover maybe the wounds and try to go through it and heal, and also be able to share my mind to someone else and be able to help them through that process, and also acquire the whole kind of that whole kind of real mental health and what it really means. So in week 1, like those first 2 days, they uncovered that basis, the foundation of what really mental health is. Yeah. There's usually in the society, it's like an abuse when you try to come out and be like, maybe I'm going to see a therapist. Everyone will be like, yo, she's mad. You get,
And it's like rich people thinks.
yeah, things like that. And yet we really need this. So having to have participated or be part of the classes that time made me realize that it is actually a healthy and good thing to seek out for help or to attend any mental health class. And that's what we literally looked into in those first classes.
Interesting. Thank you so much, Lorraine and Oscar. And as you've heard from the peer educators of the January Cohort 2026, there's a lot going on. There's a lot of learning, unlearning, and relearning. As I said from the start, Reach a Hand Uganda is a space for young people to come, to learn, to relearn, and unlearn, but also to add on to what it has already in space, what the young people would need in their different capacities. As we come to a conclusion of this beautiful podcast, I would want to hear a word or two from these beautiful guests of mine that we've had today, who have shared with you what the academy was about, how their week was, the kind of conversations that stood out from them, and what they unlearned, what they got from the academy. So as we clock out, what would you want to say to the young people out there?
I would like to advise the young people to actually take up these classes. The SRHI is actually really important. It's a very big part of our lives. It covers a lot of information that's really important to us to get. And all this can't be taught in schools. So here we get a chance to actually learn a lot of things. And then also the mental health sessions, they are very impactful, and you actually need all of them. You need someone to listen to you, someone who understands you, someone who will not judge you. And we find all this peace and comfort in the mental health sessions. Yeah.
Thank you so much, Oscar.
My message would come from still something I have learned from the peer. And that is, number one, the safeguarding part, where we were taught that really the safeguarding should start with you. As you are trying to do any other thing out there, it starts with you. And the same thing that applies with the SRHR. I'm forgetting the name of the facilitator, but she mentioned that there's a part of the responsibility. As much as you have the rights, there's a part of the responsibility in all this SRHR. So that is really what I would love to leave with someone. It starts with you, all this. And also maybe I would love to say something from one of the mental health classes that we've had, that your emotions matter, and also learn to go through them, and also learn to control them. Yeah.
Thank you so much, Lauren Hill. I think for the next episode, we shall dive into safeguarding. And these are sessions that we have at the Educators Academy every Friday. But since we're basing on from what happened from week 1, a lot happened, and we needed to unwind to understand how the Educators Academy started off. Was it okay? Was it fun? Did they gain what we hope that they gained? And I think you can tell from the information that they have shared that we are doing the right thing so far. I am still Elizabeth, aka Lizo, and we are at Richer Hand offices. Thank you for being part of the Tribecast. If you want to catch up on all these episodes, just go check us out on our social media platforms. That is Richer Hand Uganda on TikTok, X, Instagram, YouTube, LinkedIn. Everywhere you shall find us. We are there because we are young people for young people. See you, lovelies, and have a good night.
Bye.
Thank you.